Hello and welcome to Your Healthy Mind. I'm Karen Treaster with Never Settle Life Coaching, where we talk about all things healthy for your mind, your body, and your spirit. And today we're going to be focusing on mindset. And I am so excited to have on my guest because he is so full of energy and he is that type of person that just goes for it. So don't miss this. And we're going to be talking about how to come back as a champion, a comeback champion, and how to handle being out of your comfort zone. And you're going to hear a success formula for entrepreneurs that you want to be here for. So I am thrilled. And before we go ahead and have the conversation, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about him. Just read a little bit of his bio. You can see more in the email. Shay Brown is a globally renowned giant in the sales world. He has cracked the once elusive code of entrepreneurial success with a game-changing model that unlocks unlimited financial potential, power, and wealth. In just 6 short years, he has dominated the sales space, coaching thousands of rising business leaders to achieve exponential growth and success in their industries to the tune of over 400 million and counting. Shay Brown is the CEO of Easy Sales Hub, scaling businesses to 6 and 7 figures. Shay was named one of the top 15 entrepreneurs to keep an eye out for across North America in 2021 by USA Today News. Shay is the host of the #1 business development and late night show in the country called The Happy Entrepreneur Show and founder of the Comeback Champion. Welcome, Shay. I'm so happy that you're here. How are you today?
Well, it's a great day. It's an honor and a privilege just to be in the building with you, by the way. And I love what you're doing about the mindset. I love what you're doing about the beliefs. You're amazing. You're incredible. Thanks for having this platform, by the way. Thanks for all that you do. And thanks for all the listeners that are watching you that's on the other side right now. You, the single mom or the married person or the single dad or the married person or the entrepreneur or the dualpreneur. You're in for a treat today. Always show up for her platforms. Even if I'm not here, just know you always walk away with a good idea that you can use. So thanks a lot. I'm excited to be here and can't wait to share some of my experience with the audience, to take them on a journey to help them do more, be more, have more, live more, give more, whatever they want to do in life.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. That's great. And thank you for that, Shay. And yes, we want to hear, how do we do more and be more and get more and all that good stuff. So let's go back to when you became you knew you were a comeback champion, and maybe a little bit before then. I mean, did you always have this amazing mindset?
Absolutely not. I mean, I'm still struggling with it every single day, right? It's kind of like health. Do you have an amazing mindset? Do I have amazing health? Here's what I know. It is a daily journey. So there I was, by the way, I was in the 7th grade at Godwin Middle School, trying out for the basketball team. I'd worked all summer, by the way, and I knew I'd be on the team, practice with everybody. And then the day of cuts, for those folks remember that back in the day, when you tried out for a sports team, they put a list up. You know, you got to be over 50 to know about this. You got to have your AARP card like me. And you would go look at that list and you would see if your name was there. And my name wasn't on the list. I was cut from the basketball team. Didn't even make it out the first cut. I was devastated. I was upset. Coach Fred Miller, if you're still out there, Coach Fred Miller, I'm still mad because I thought, hey, it had to be because, you know, I was the shortest guy on the team, right? I said, maybe this is discrimination, right? Because I'm good. I'm not as tall as everybody else, but I'm good. And I held that. And I felt like, you know what, if I'm not good enough to do this, then what I would be good enough to do? And it hurts. Your friends are laughing at you.
Yes.
You told everybody what you were going to do. I was young, full of energy back then. And I said, what I'm going to do? And it didn't happen. And so I went home talking to Dad. And here's the point I want to make. I'm talking to Pops. And he says, you know, you should be a statistician. Statistician? What? No, I didn't know what a statistician was. And I didn't find out till years later there was a glorified water boy. But here's what I want you to walk away with is that I end up being the water boy. I end up keeping statistics. I end up being at every practice. And in doing so, I learned so much. And here's what I learned. You're right. I didn't know I was a comeback champion, but I learned consistency. I learned discipline, and I learned hard work. And I learned the best players don't get in the game. So what does that do with mindset? How do you walk away with that? Well, maybe you were never cut from the basketball team, but maybe you went through a divorce. Maybe you never cut from the basketball team, but maybe you found yourself in a financial situation, or maybe you got everything you want in life. It couldn't get any better, but you're still not fulfilled. Here's what I know. Change your mindset. You can change your life. Now, it's not something I came up with, and I know it's going to sound like, oh, there he goes again with an old success thing, but it works. See, I didn't know back then when I was in the 7th grade that I was shifting my mindset, that I was going to be a statistician. Didn't know I was a water boy. If I know I was a water boy, I've never did a doggone thing. Let's be clear. But I was going to be a statistician. I was the most important person there. But I learned so much. So sometimes life takes you in a different direction. And here's the point I want to make. And here's what I want you to walk away with as you're listening right now. It's not about if you come back, because we all will come back. If you woke up this morning and your feet hit the ground and you're breathing oxygen right now and you're listening right now, you've already come back. Here's the question. How fast will you bounce back from the situation? See, some folks, something happens and they're sitting there and it's been 5 years, 10 years. They're still talking about something that happened to them. I understand there's some trauma, but let's move that out the way for a moment. There's other things that happen that we've been holding on to. And so they haven't really come back. So the only question is, how do you come back faster, smarter, more brilliant, so that you can do the things you want to do? So that was one of, I would say, the defining moments. I've had many in my life, by the way, but that was one moment I said, you know what? If I can recover from this, kids laughing at you, bullying you, it don't get no worse than that.
No.
I think I'll be okay.
And to realize that, though, to have those values, to realize that, and that consistency back then, that's amazing. And I love what you say, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing more about coming back faster. And really, it's about the quality. How can the quality of coming back? And I think that's where a lot of people kind of give up. Well, I'll just come back a little, or, go for it, right? It's like, we're only here once. Come back with the best you can. And it reminds me of Michael Jordan's story, your story with how he was cut too, right? And
Yes.
and he just sat there and did basket after basket. And so that's really,
if I had grown to be 6'6", maybe I would have did that too, by the way, but I'm 5'6". I'm happy at 5'6". I'm married at 5'6", got 2 kids at 5'6". God's blessed me, but God, I wish I was 6'6". Okay. I'm sorry. I lost it for a moment. Let's get back to our regular program.
I was cut from
back over to you.
That's okay. I love hearing you. I was cut from cheerleaders.
What? You?
I didn't make the cheerleading team. Are you kidding? No, but I was in track though. I did track and basketball and field hockey. So I did my sports, but you know what? I wish that, and in a way, I think that I did have that mindset back then, because back then I didn't question it. I think I didn't have a lot of the doubts that I've built into myself right now, the layers that I have, and that I've slowly gotten rid of. But they're always still there a little bit, and so. So you've continued with that mindset, and that's when you really knew. Did you realize what a powerful mindset you had at that point? I guess we really didn't think about it that way.
No, I had no idea back then that it was something even called a comeback. I mean, you hear about that in sports because being a sports junkie, but I didn't know I had that there was a characteristic. I didn't know that something was going to happen many times in my life. I mean, I can recall there I was, come home, and my second wife, I know, don't judge me, please, tells me that she's walking out. This is it. It's over. And, I'm barely, not even 30 years old. This is the second marriage, second time I failed. And it's embarrassing. If you've ever been through a divorce, it's tough, especially when you're young, at any age. But second time, you're supposed to get it right. She's not supposed to leave me. That's not supposed to happen. Why would she leave me? Right. And it's probably a little personal. Some of you may have experienced that. And that was probably the second time when you or many times, but it's coming to my mind right now, where it was something where I had to make a shift, not just from being single again, not from just dating, but my two sons decided to move in with me. Can I tell a story in 1 minute here? Go through the second divorce. I was an entrepreneur then. So let you give you some background. Let me put it in context for you. I went to work, got laid off after only working for a company, my second company in my whole career, started a business. And that was exciting. Then ran out of money in the business. You may not know about that. Business starts and stops. Then started burning through my 401k. Don't judge me. Please don't judge me. I didn't burn through it all, but the wife wasn't happy. And I'm going after this dream. And she was supporting. I'm not saying she wasn't supporting it, but if you ever have money situations in a relationship, it can cause even more stress that's already there. So she decided to leave. My two sons decided to move in with me. This is not how the story's supposed to go, by the way. They normally go with moms, you write the check, you do what you gotta do and spend time with your kids, but they decided to move in with me. So now I'm a total failure, right? And then I'm upstairs and there's a knock at the door. And they're like, Dad, someone's still in the car. So I run back down the steps. I look out the window and there's my Lexus truck, that 300. I love that Lexus truck. It's being halted away.
Oh my God.
I look over at my sons. I look back at the guy. I give him the nod. That's the brother thing. We give people nods. Look back over my sons and I said, don't worry. The car is just going to the garage. I lied. And it was in that moment, and you talk about having to bounce back. It was in that moment that I've had what I call the never again moment. Now, I want you to think about yourself and maybe a situation you've been in. What was one of your never again moments? And for me, I told myself many times, never again would I have to borrow money and find myself in a situation not be able to pay it back to my family members. Never again when I find myself in a situation, a relationship where someone would just walk out because I wasn't doing all the things. I'll take credit, all the things I was supposed to do. Never again would I have to find myself in a situation where the water was cut off. I know, hopefully you never go through this kind of stuff. The water is cut off and we're at the gym showering because there's no water, but my phone's working because I need the phone, right? You got to stay in business and you feel like a failure.
Yes.
You feel like it's the end, right? Mm-hmm. And as you think about your never again moment, here's what I learned. And going back to what you said, how do you determine if you're a comeback champion? I think it's a series of things that happens over time. But here's what I learned. I learned this one idea, and put this in your notes. I learned if you can step back and do three things, it's one of my 12 rules for life, by the way. It's one of my 12 rules for life. Do three things. If you can just imagine what's possible. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, I was still imagining that, not that I was an entrepreneur, forget that. I was imagining that the mortgage paid, right? I was imagining we had food. I was imagining there was money in the bank account. I was imagining there was, and I know it's all tangible stuff, and it might sound like nothing to some of you, that there's no bills. So you got to first imagine what's possible. Then you got to believe that what you're imagining is possible for you. Shay, why do you say that? Because anybody can deal with a tough today when there's a compelling tomorrow. We all need a compelling tomorrow. You can deal with tough todays when you know there's a compelling tomorrow. So I found myself in a situation, not only imagining, but having to believe it, but I didn't stop there. Here's the 3 stages: imagine, believe, and then take action. So I found myself in a situation where I had to take action differently than what I was doing. And, when I was a kid, I was taught, we talked about sports earlier, that you never quit, right? You don't quit. You keep going. You never quit. Well, I'll tell you what, I've had 54 trips around this planet. I've got my AARP card. I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation now. I got remixed version on everything. I've learned sometimes it's okay to quit, right? Sometimes you got to walk away. Bad relationship, you walk away if you shouldn't be in it. You stay as long as you can. And I found that I tried to do stuff so long and it wasn't working, Carolyn. So in my business, I had to shift. I know. I didn't want to quit. I was like, no, we're going to do it this way. This is how we did. I'm committed. I will not give up. But I found myself having to come back. And to come back, I had to do things differently. So Shay, what did you do? What were some things you did different? Give me one idea. Well, I can imagine, Shay. I can believe. I believe right now, Shay. I can't believe no more. I can't pray no more. I'm taking action, but it's still not working. Let me give them one idea, because it's not just about comeback. I don't want you to get inspired, motivated, and pumped up. I want you to leave here and take inspired action. So let me give you one idea. It's one of my 12 rules for life. It's probably the top of the list, probably maybe one of my 5 best ideas of all time. But jot this in your notes, and here it is. Systems beat goals every single time. Put down your notes. How do you come back? How do you come back stronger, faster, better, quicker? You have a system. Systems beat goals every single time. Systems beat goals every single time. Shay, why do you say that? Because goals are in the future. And you never get to the goal. You're always trying to get there, right? And you push the goal and you push the goal. And the future, by definition, doesn't exist because our mind only operates in three quadrants that I'm aware of. The past, which you can do absolutely nothing about. You can learn from it. The present moment, there's a moment, there's a moment, there's a moment. And the future, which you never get to because you're always in the present moment. So it's kind of, what do you do? What is your system right now for your health? You talked about that because this body feeds this mind. And without this body being at its full capacity, I can't be creative. I can't have the focus. I can't have the energy. Then the mind has to start using what the body is giving it to start thinking faster and better. And so why do I say that? What's the system for your health? What's the system for your wealth? For me, I had to approve the system in my business. Karen, what you're doing right now is a system. You're taking the best ideas that you know and interviewing several folks and coming together in a collaboration and sharing it with the world.
I was just thinking about
faster,
that,
have a
actually.
system in place to do it. That's my point.
That's really true. And how do I get motivated to do this, right? And because it's me, it's only me initiating it. And I know you do it too. And I love how you put it, that it's just, we know that through consistency and the system of just keep doing it, that it's going to pay off for the better quality in life. So I love that analogy.
Yeah. And that's a good question. How do you get motivated? How do you get going? The motivation is within. But let me give you an idea. I want you to get inspired. Let me give you another 12 rules for life. And this is a principle. It's only 4 words. I'm gonna give it to you now. And you said, like, how do you get motivation? How do I get going? How do I command my body to do what my mind just said it for it to do? Right. Good question. There I was speaking at an organization several years ago. It was a large group, about 600 people there. They were experienced entrepreneurs, and I was one of the speakers. I wasn't the feature speaker. I was one of the speakers. And when you're not one of the feature speakers, you get, you're at the end of the program. So they came up to me and they're like, Shay, we're in the afternoon. Sorry to tell you, you don't have 45 minutes. Huh? What? How much time do I have? I'm cool. I'm adaptable. I mean, I can flow. I'm happy to be in the building. I'm just happy to be here. They said, Shay, you got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Now I'm talking, this is the point about how do you, get going. I said, 5 minutes. What can I tell these experienced folks in 5 minutes? Like if I only had 1 minute, what would I tell you? What's the one idea I would give you? You talk about, how do I get the right mindset? How do I come back stronger? How do I achieve what I want? So I got on that stage and I walked out there and I said, well, I showed up today with one idea, and all you need is one idea to change your life. How many ideas you need to implement anyway to change your life? One. Because one good idea implemented is better than 1,000 ideas y'all all know right now. I gave this one idea. Put this in your notes. And here it is. It's only 4 words. Here it is. Do what you know. It's one of my 12 rules for life. Just do what you know. I said, all of you already been trained. All of you worked hard. All of you read books. You wouldn't be here. You're already amazing. Take a look at what's in your notes. Take a look at some of the ideas you have. Pick one idea and just do what you know. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe if you're an entrepreneur, it's generating leads. Maybe it's collaborating. If you just do what you know, you don't have to worry about the motivation. You just start taking action and taking a step. And here's what you'll find out. You'll be like, you know what? I can do this. So what can you do right now?
Oh, I just lost
to make it happen.
Okay. I hear you. You're okay.
You hear me? Okay. What can you do to make it happen? So here's my point to you. You say, how do you get motivated? Do what you know.
What you know. Do what you know. Do what you know. Oh, that's so true. And when you can tap into that, it's what you're already aligned with, which is exactly what you're saying. And a lot of times it's things that you did even from way back when. I was always in sports. So I've always been a health advocate and now a mindset coach. So it just, you're right. It becomes easy and we go back to the why. And that's exactly right. So that's great advice for people right now. And we get out of bed, we have to do that next thing. What is it that's going to motivate you? What you want to do and your why. So that's so key. And I just wanted to go back to what you were saying about coming back. And I know I was in a similar situation where I tolerated a lot of things in my marriage. And I think you just come to a point, as you did, where you just make that decision. And it's like where the impossible becomes possible when you start to believe that. I think Tony Robbins says that. And you just really start to believe it, and just go for it and start to put those systems in place. So that's, again, that's really encouraging. As far as systems goes, I know that you live, breathe, and eat your craft, right? I think those were your words, something like that.
Yeah.
So you do this, I know, in everything that you do in your workouts, with photography you're doing, with your
You know, I'm a photographer.
I
know, I
want
picked up a new
you.
hobby.
Right? And how great is that?
Yeah.
But if you implement that, these lessons that you help others with in business, they can apply to anything that you do, right?
Absolutely. You know, when the question is asked, you know, when do you stop learning? The obvious answer is you never stop learning. But what is one of the common denominators that you can use? And where she's going with this, I believe. And let me give you another idea. It's one of the 12
Great.
rules for life. And you talked about, you know, some failures that we've had and some ways that we've had to bounce back. I'm very excited right now. I'm on my third marriage, by the way, together 13 years, married 3. So I'm married the love of
Three
my
times
life, by the way.
charm.
It was someone who I knew in high school. She didn't date me in high school. She hates it when I say this. She was a cheerleader. You know what I mean? I wasn't on the basketball or football team, but we connected
She
many
made the
years later.
cheerleading team.
Right? You're like, I didn't never know, Shay. How did you not know? I was always around. But anyway, we're together now. Yeah, I got it. All right, I got it. 5'6" shorty. I'm still doing this thing. But here's what I'm going to share with you in all seriousness. And I want you to hear me, and I want you to hear what my heart is. I want you to hear my heart is in this one, and that it comes down to 2 words, 3 words, really. It's habits and rituals. Habits and rituals. So you think about your habits, you think about your rituals, you think about the systems, and that's kind of part of the systems. And what are some things you need to do daily? Do I struggle every day? Absolutely. But I try to find out who's doing what I want to do so I can model it. And then once I model it, I modify it. Then say you have to copy it, but you can model something and then modify it and make it your own. Shay, what do you mean by that? Because there's some habits and rituals I need to change, Shay, and I'm looking to do that. Well, you think about it, when you first learn how to play the piano, and I play the French horn, by the way, and the bass guitar, but yeah, I'll say piano. Some of y'all might have learned how to play the piano. We couldn't afford the piano in my house, by the way, but you learn how to play a piano, and you're playing someone else's music, right? You're watching their bars and you're learning to play it and so forth. And then at some point, you start creating your own sound and your own bars. And then how life is. So think about that. So one of the habits in business, because one of the things we do is we help entrepreneurs generate revenue so they can have the resources that are necessary to execute the big vision they have for the people they were called to serve, right? And that's just one of the things we do. So you think about in your business, what's one of the habits or rituals that you need. And for us, I would say one of the things is really being able to get in front of people. And you have to look at what are your systems to generate qualified leads? What are your systems to find someone with a problem that you can solve? So if you're trying to come back in your business, I would tell you this one phrase. You can jot this in your notes. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. Don't worry about trying to sell anyone anything. Focus on serving. See, we believe in the giver's economy. The person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. Karen, that's why I love what you're doing right now. You're giving, you're serving. Why is that, Shay? Because selling equals service. Put that down in your notes. Selling equals service. For all the business owners, selling equals service. Shay, I'm not an entrepreneur. Selling equals service, and selling is the oxygen to any great business in history. And so when you focus on that, it's a different thing. Well, Shay, I don't sell. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you do or not. Let's think about this. Preachers every single week are selling faith, right? So they're freaking selling. Teachers every single day, and I had kids in school, they're selling what? Education. Parents get up every single day. And for all my parents out there, God bless you. Mine are a little older. Well, I don't know if they're older, they're more money, by the way. But anyway, parents every day are selling values. Brush your teeth, do this. So every day you're selling your ideas, you're selling your beliefs, you're selling your confidence. And Shay, who am I selling to? Yourself. So that's why mindset is so important. I want you to think about the habits and rituals you have for you, not selling yourself to believe, not selling yourself to think it's possible. That's level one. Some of you are already at level two as entrepreneurs or business owners or professionals. And level two is, how do I take more consistent action? And so I'm telling you, the action part is the what? Habits and rituals. If I ask you right now, do you believe you're a good person? You might tell me, yeah. And some of you might be in a place, not all, but some of you might be in a place where you don't believe, and you got to get going to understand that. I want to talk to the other folks who already believe. We'll talk to the other folks who are already working hard. I'm gonna talk to the other folks who are saying, I can't work harder, but I got to come back. There was a health challenge in my family, Shay. There was a financial challenge in my family, Shay. Shay, I want more, because when I get more and I'm more fulfilled, I can do more. Then I would tell you, focus on your habits and rituals and move away from success. I was on something else, by the way, and they asked me, Karen, about 1 minute. If I got 1 minute, they said, Shay, successful and fulfilled. Successful and fulfilled. What's your definition? Why is it different? And I gave something that I just want to share here. And I said, success to me is getting what I want. So I'm blessed now. I got the woman, right? So I'm married. I'm blessed now because I got the house. God bless me. I'm blessed now because I can travel. Some things I wanted, I know they're tangible, but it might not be good to you, but that's fine. Fulfilled means that I'm able to grow and give. So on my journey, I've been able to grow, and yeah, the revenue, money in the business allows me to give to charities I believe in, allows me to give to other folks, give my time. And so when you have more, you can give more. And to me, that's the ultimate level of fulfilled. What gets you there, in my belief, is habits and rituals. Look at yours, assess them, and start taking action every single day. You'll get there. You're amazing. Champions always come back, and you're already a comeback champion.
Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what? It's amazing. All the advice, how much you just put into that. And selling is service, and the rituals and the habits that you form really are, I love what you said. It's building your belief, because we can't give until we fill ourselves up, until we believe in ourselves.
For sure, because if you don't fill yourself up, you don't believe, there's a problem. I was with my father, Marshall Brown. He's no longer with us, by the way. He passed away May 2nd, 2017. And one of the things he used to always say, he worked at Ben's Chili Bowl down in Washington, D.C. He was retired, but he loved being down there with tourists come in. He's always talking to the tourists, talking about D.C. and politics and history and all that. But one of the things he taught me when he was there, he used to always be there. And when he was there and he was having a conversation, they would ask him like questions like, what does it take to be successful? What does it take to do this? And he would always talk about the 3 Ds. And I just want to share that with you, because what you said was just important real quickly. And it's one of our 12 rules for life, but it's really, put this formula down: D plus D equals D. And I want to wrap it to what you're saying, because we're always talking about taking these actions. My daddy used to always say that decisions plus discipline equals dominion in our church, or you would call it domination. But it's really all about decisions plus discipline. And Tony Robbins, who you mentioned earlier, who I think, has probably impacted more lives than anyone on this freaking planet, at least during my 54 years. But he always says, it's in the decisions that you make that your life is formed. And he's right about that. But I told you, I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation. All right. I got the remix versions on everything. That's what we do. Okay. I got my AARP card. I can do these things. My daddy added a second part. He said, decisions plus discipline. Discipline is doing the things you know you should do when you don't feel like it. And that's the hardest part for me. See, when you do that, you make the decision. A lot of people made the decision on December 31st that they were going to change their life. They were going to go to the gym. They didn't make it. They were going to pay down their debt. They're not doing. They forgot their goals, not you. It's the discipline. So decisions plus discipline. And that was the missing piece for me. Once I was able to connect that, I could do more. I still struggle with it for sure, but I'm better off today than I was yesterday. Decisions plus discipline equals dominion. I want to give y'all something that y'all can walk away with, that you can write down, because this is always inspiring. It's always motivating, but it's how do you do more when you leave this conversation? And some of you have people depending on you. You've been given a gift. You've been given a talent. God, and whether you believe in God or not, have to be a Christian. You have to believe or you don't believe, but you've been given this gift. You've been given this power. You've been given this time on earth, not for yourself, for someone else. And so I want you to walk away and be able to take that and give to other folks so you can serve them. And I want you to feel bad. And if you're an entrepreneur, sometimes I'm asked, what's my number one philosophy around sales? If you're an entrepreneur, here's my philosophy. I want you to love what you do so much, the passion that you have for the gift that you've been given, that when you don't ask people if you can serve them, you feel bad. Like you go to bed at night and you put your head on the pillow and you went all day long. I didn't say they got to buy anything. You got to sell them, but you didn't simply say, who did I ask today if I can just help them and serve them? I got this gift. I got this talent, but you're so passionate about it. And if you do that and you don't worry about the money, don't chase the money, just add value and the money will chase you. You'll find yourself in a better position. My dad taught me that.
Oh, what a great suggestion. Everything you've been saying, to ask yourself before you go to bed, who have you served today? How did you help somebody? And if you're not satisfied, then it will stay in your mind and you'll figure it out so you can help that person the next day. So this is great. So I just want to repeat what you said, is that decisions plus discipline equal dominion. And what great advice that is. So I want to hear, I know you have a core belief which goes along with all this, and what you say, that your today is my January 1st. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Today is my January 1st is one of our core values, one of our core beliefs. I think everybody should have values that they live by, things that drive them, principles that they hold near and dear. Tell you where it came from. Maybe I've never done that before on one of these. And then I'll tell you what it is. There I was in the 9th grade. Again, don't judge me. I was always in trouble, by the way. And I found myself in trouble. And so got suspended from school. My mom comes home and tells me that she's taking Atari away. Y'all might not know nothing about no Atari. Just know it was one of those games you used to play online back in the day. And I grew up in a Pentecostal church, right? And so my mom was a bishop of the church. And so every December 31st, we used to go to the church, and you would write a letter back then to the Lord, and then they would go pray on the letter. And the letter was a thank him for what you had received and tell them all things you were going to do. And then when they pray over it, they would come back, and then, that was what it's supposed to do. And so it was a new start. So I said to myself, I've got an idea. I'm going to go into my mom. I'm going to go see Mother Dear. And I said, Mother Dear, I wrote a letter to the Lord. I'm sorry for what I did. I'd like to pray over this letter, and maybe you can burn it and I can just get a fresh start. Of course, that was my way of getting off punishment. Didn't work, by the way. Didn't work at all. But here's why I tell you the story, and here's what it means to you. It was that age that I established the idea that today is my January 1st. And today is my January 1st, whether Mother Dear gave it to me or not, means it's a fresh start. It's a do-over. It means my past no longer equals my future. And for you out there right now, I want you to write this down in your notes, that today is my January 1st. I can get back on track in my health. I'm one meal away from being back on track. Today is my January 1st. I can go out there and I can go after new customers who will pay me what I'm valued. Today is my January 1st. I can have a better intimate relationship. I can have a better relationship with my kids, a better relationship with people I work with. Today is my January 1st, a fresh start, a do-over. And isn't that so true? When your eyes open up in the morning and there's fresh air going into your lungs, that you don't have to wait till December 31st. Who created December 31st? Who created January 1st as the new year anyway? Somebody's sitting around. I promise you it wasn't a woman. I promise you. I don't know who it was. And they said, well, January 1st will be the first day of the year, and the sun has gone around this many times, and this is what it's going to be. And so some people wait for that, and they crave for that. And I want you right now in this present moment, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, listen with new ears. If you're watching right now, watch with new eyes. And I want you to tell yourself out loud, I don't care who's around you, where you are, that today is my January 1st. I'm getting started. Why, Shay? Because you don't have to get it right sometimes. You just gotta get going. Let me say that again. You might not have heard that. You don't have to get it right. You just got to get going. Today is your January 1st. You get a start right now. Anytime that happens for me, this energy comes in. And I know they talk about you got to change your state, change your peak. But when that energy comes for me, it's not an energy, and you don't have to get energized. You don't have to talk loud. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
But it gives me the energy that I need to do the things I need to do to serve the people. Because I'm not here for myself. This conversation is not for me and Karen. It's not. Let's just be very, very clear.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. This is right.
Serve and give, which is why I love her motto, never settle. How do you never settle? You say to yourself, today is my January 1st. A fresh start, a do-over. And I want you to write that down. Every morning, I won't be there. Sometimes you need someone to believe in you before you can believe in yourself, right? I want you to look, you can put on your poster and say, today's my January 1st.
I think
Not
we'd
what am
all
I going
like
to do
you to
different?
be there though. Shay,
Yes.
we'd all, yeah. Today
You
is
know,
January 1st. What a mindset. Just think about Shay, everyone.
take this recording, make sure you get
Yes.
it, get the package, and listen to it every morning. Rewind to this
Right.
part. Say, today is my January 1st.
That's right.
You know what? Before I got started on this, and I do this sometimes, I said, today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. For me, what that was doing, that meant it doesn't matter what's happening. I can't control the outside forces. I can influence them, but I can't control them. But I can control my mind. There's two things you control every single day. And this is what drives today is my January 1st. Not about Mamba mentality, although that's one of my 12 rules for life. But it's two things we control every single day with 100% certainty. We control our mindset, and we control our actions. Now, granted, there's some other physiological, some people have psychological and other things and meds and stuff that may control things, but you really control your mindset every day. Most of us control our mindset. We control what we believe, what we think, and we can control our actions. And if you do those two things, you'll do a little bit today and a little bit tomorrow, but every day is a January 1st. You have that same energy, that same excitement. And I heard before, and I know there's so much going on in the world that, you could be here today, you could be gone tomorrow. I understand that, but I'm here to tell you, you can be here today and gone today. You may not see tomorrow.
Absolutely. And isn't it worth it to put the energy into your January 1st every single day? And just
you have to do that.
behind. Just leave it all behind. Whatever you wake up with, today is a new day, like you said. And really, that's one of the formulas for success, right? And I know you had talked about that. And I think that you have been giving some pieces for that formula for success.
Yeah. Today is my January 1st. And one of the pieces that came to me, and they come to me all the time now because it's a value. It's a principle. I was watching an interview just real quick in 1 minute, and I know you'll guide me here, but of James Brown. Now, you might know who James Brown was. He's one of the baddest singers of all time, right? At least in my mindset, right? Yeah. This guy named James Brown used to say, "Get down, James Brown." And a young guy was interviewing James Brown. He was old and older and, past his prime and so forth. And the interviewer said, "James Brown, I've been following you and I've watched your YouTube videos and all the things you've done. And I'm just curious." And he was taking notes of all the concerts you've done, of all the places you perform. Which one would you say is your best one? James Brown didn't blink. He didn't think about it. He didn't say, well, he didn't do anything. You know what he did? He looked over him and said, "The one I'm about to give tonight, be there." I'm like, whoa, if this guy at this age believes powerful. His best is still yet to come. He hadn't given his best concert yet at the age he's at, then to me, that's a January 1st moment. And we all have those moments. In that moment right there, I said, today's my January 1st. I'm going to believe that my best is still yet to come. And I'm here to tell you right now, it's not you're a comeback champion. Champions always come back. Yeah, you're down, but you're not out. But here's what I want you to hold on to. Today is your January 1st. Why? The big why. Why? Anyone can deal with a tough today if there's a compelling tomorrow. Why? Because your best is still yet to come. Your best is still yet to come. Today's your January 1st. Why? Because your best is still yet to come. And Karen's best is still yet to come. Hopefully she'll have me back again, by the way, because my best is still yet to come. Back over to you. Back over to you.
Our best always gets better and better and better. And that's why I really enjoy having you on and just the energy. But, when you said that you don't necessarily need the energy, I believe the energy really helps everything that you do. And if you can infuse a little bit of that into your day today, this January 1st, get excited about it. Be like Shay. Shay, this has been amazing. I really appreciate all the value that you've given our audience and it just keeps going on and on. You remind me of an Energizer bunny. I'm sure you've been told that before. And again, what I admire is just that it is in everything that you do. So it's not just one thing. You put all this energy into everything you do. And so it's always your January 1st. And before we leave, though, I would love for you to share. I know you have a gift for everyone. I know you've given so much already, but you also have a free gift. Could you share that?
Yeah, two things. One, for those folks that are out there, by the way, I want to give you something that's going to help you in your business. I believe it's going to help you in life. It's no cost. It's zero cost to you. I'll give you the website, which is it's called the Evergreen Revenue Playbook, the Evergreen Revenue Playbook, the Evergreen Revenue Playbook.com. So evergreenrevenueplaybook.com. Go there. Just go to the site right now. Matter of fact, just open your computer right now, type it in, and go there right now. And you can download the resource that's going to help you generate revenue in your business. And for those out there that can see me, but I can't see you, right? So you can see me, but I can't see you. Love to connect with you over and beyond this conversation. You can find me on Instagram. That's my jam, by the way. So you can go to Instagram at I am Shay Brown. So you find me, follow me. I'm going to follow you back. Shay, why would you follow me back? Because I want to know what you're up to. Like you get to know what I'm up to right now. You get to hang out with me. So that starts the collaboration. One of my 12 rules for life is collaboration crushes competition. So Karen and I are collaborating right now. And yes, you can go out there to evergreenrevenueplaybook.com and get it. That's a collaboration. And I also like to collaborate with you in social media. So just go to Instagram. If you want to find me somewhere else, you can, and let's connect. I'm looking forward to learning about you and what you're doing and the difference you're making in the world today.
Absolutely. So find Shay on Instagram and grab his gift. I can't wait to see it. And you will not be unhappy. All this energy that he has. And I just want to ask one more, if you have any last parting words for everyone before we go.
First, I want to thank you, Karen, for having this platform. One of my 12 rules for life is collaboration crushes competition. And you're embodying that right now. You're bringing other folks to a platform. And you could be like, no, I want to keep everything for myself. And I don't know. That's not what you're doing. And Shay, what's your message to me? Collaboration crushes competition. And how can you collaborate? How can you work with other folks? Collaboration crushes competition. Shay, why? Because success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. For many, many years as an entrepreneur, I tried to do so much by myself. And it wasn't like I was by myself in a silo because I'm an introvert when you don't see me on camera and stuff like that. But it was because I thought if I didn't do it, it wouldn't get right or something would go wrong. And here's what I want you to know. The answer to who don't have to be you. So what's my closing thoughts? The answer to who don't have to be you. My closing thoughts are this. Whatever you were called to do, whatever your purpose, whatever your passion, the people you were called to help, first, whenever it happens in your life, understand that you are already a comeback champion. Because champions always come back. And every time you wake up and your eyes open up and your feet hit the ground, tell yourself that today is my January 1st. I get a fresh start. I get a do-over. My past doesn't equal my future. So what do you do then? 3 words I learned from my mentor, Dr. George C. Frazier, and I close with this. 3 words: stay the course. Stay the course. Stay the course. Believe in your mission, your goals, and your objectives. Do what you know, stay the course, make adjustments, but stay the course. You got this. Your best is yet to come. You're amazing. You're incredible. And I can't wait to see you on the other side. With that being said, my name, for those folks that forgot, is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, Karen.
Yes,
we're going to make some good things.
Thank you so much, Shay. Go find him on Instagram and grab his gift. All right. Bye, everyone, for now.